Wait, alcohol shuts down ketone production, but also causes ketoacidosis? That makes zero sense until you understand the hidden metabolic storm happening in your liver. Let's break it down. Okay, everyone, my name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach, and this is part of my question and answer series. Alcohol stops ketosis, so why can it also cause ketoacidosis? So, let's get to the question. And that was essentially it. Alcohol consumption shuts down ketoacidosis, so how do you explain the alcohol-induced ketoacidosis? Well, it's a great question. It highlights the important distinction between nutritional ketosis and alcoholic ketoacidosis. On the surface, it might seem contradictory. Alcohol suppresses ketogenesis in someone who is fat adapted, yet it can also trigger a life-threatening ketoacidosis in others. But the difference lies in context, nutrient status, and metabolic control. So let's unpack it. Let's start by looking at ketosis versus alcoholic ketoacidosis, right? So, ketone levels. In nutritional ketosis, you're looking at between 1 to 5 millimoles, right? In alcoholic ketoacidosis, you're looking at 10 to 25 millimoles, right? That is very tough to get the liver to do that unless you're doing something wrong. Your insulin status is low but adequate, where in alcoholic ketoacidosis, it's extremely low or suppressed. You're not producing typically you're not producing any insulin. That's why ketoacidosis is a main issue with people with type 1 diabetes. They're not producing any insulin at all. Okay? Your glucose levels are normal or slightly low, right? Where with ketoacidosis, you're very low, right? And or borderline, right? To getting in the deep hypoglycemia range. Your pH balance, your blood is at the normal blood pH, where with acidosis it's very acidic, right? Higher than 7.3. The cause of nutritional ketosis is low insulin, low glucose, and high fat oxidation, which is what you normally want. But here's the problem with alcoholic ketoacidosis. The cause is caused by alcohol plus starvation and malnutrition plus low insulin. Very hard to get all three of those together unless you're doing something really wrong. Okay? And then the patient profile is for a nutritional ketosis is someone who's intentionally ketogenic and nutritional replete, which means they're eating more than enough to fulfill all their nutritional needs. Where the alcoholic ketoacidosis is often malnourished, they're fasting, they're vomiting, they're dehydrated, and they're really starving themselves. Even though they may be drinking a lot of alcohol, they're starving their body. Okay? So the rest of this goes pretty quickly. So what triggers alcoholic ketoacidosis? Well, it happens in chronic alcoholics who have poor nutritional intake, are often fasted or vomiting, have low liver glycogen, have suppressed insulin and high glucogen, and are dehydrated. It takes a lot of effort for an alcoholic to get into ketoacidosis. It can't happen. This leads to no glucose coming in, glycogen stores depleted, alcohol metabolism increasing the NAD to NADH to NAD plus ratio, right, in your liver, in your hepatocytes. This inhibits gluconeogenesis, worsening the hypoglycemia, yet lipolysis continues. Free fatty acids flood the liver. The liver diverts acetyl-CoA to massive ketone production. With no buffering capacity due to malnutrition, ketones accumulate and you get acidosis. Okay, so remember, key thing here we're talking about nutrition, malnutrition. Okay? The role of NADH overload. Ethanol is metabolized in the liver primarily by alcohol dehydrogenase and aldehyde dehydrogenase. These enzymes convert ethanol into acetaldehyde and acetate, generating NADH at both steps. This NADH excess disrupts normal liver metabolism. It inhibits gluconeogenesis, shuts down the TCA cycle, shifts acetyl-CoA to ketone production instead. This redox shift is a key factor in driving ketone overproduction despite suppressed nutrient status. Okay? So, why doesn't this happen in nutritional ketosis then, right? Well, because in nutritional ketosis, the individual is eating enough protein and fat. They are nutritionally fed. There is sufficient insulin to prevent runaway ketogenesis. Electrolyte balance and buffering systems are intact. The liver isn't flooded with alcohol-induced NADH, and ketone production is regulated by feedback mechanisms. When someone in ketosis drinks alcohol, the liver stops ketone production temporarily to clear the alcohol, but in starvation plus alcohol abuse, the metabolic feedback loops are broken and ketone production becomes unregulated and excessive. So, you gotta stop drinking alcohol to excess, right? If you're worried about this, you really do. So, in summary, alcohol suppresses regulated ketogenesis in the well-nourished ketogenic person, but triggers unregulated ketoacidosis in the malnourished, fasted, insulin-deficient alcoholic. This paradox dissolves once you realize that context is everything. And I want to take this back to anytime you see an ad on TV that talks about ketoacidosis and how bad that is. Understand, you have to work really hard. You have to malnourish yourself. You have to be destroying your liver to get into ketoacidosis. It's not that easy, and your doctor should be able to easily make sure that you're fully nourished and never hit this point. If you're eating meat and fat to the point that you're satiated, and you're producing insulin appropriately and all your other hormones, the fear of ketoacidosis should be non-existent. It really isn't. You should be taking care of that. Okay? So this is something that it's fear-mongering amongst a lot of the pharmaceutical companies, because people are going on keto diets and they're trying to tell you, oh, that's dangerous. You'll get ketoacidosis. No, it's virtually impossible to get ketoacidosis if you're eating food and you're eating good food. Okay, just keep that in mind. That's my take on it. All right, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. And remember, this is a community. I'm here to answer questions. This was a question brought up from one of my other videos, and I thought it was very important. And so, yeah, we're producing a full video on it. So, hope you like it. Please go ahead and ask for more information or more topics. We'll cover them. And also, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, share this one. If you have someone who's talking about ketoacidosis because they've heard some ad and they're worried about that, they say, oh, you're on a keto diet, that's bad for you. You might get ketoacidosis, right? Understand what ketoacidosis is and how hard it is to get into. And this might help. So share this video, please. Thank you very much.